Hello, this is Matt Cush, and I'm going to talk about digital citizenship and why we all must become digital citizens. Digital citizenship refers to responsible use of technology by anyone who uses computers, the internet, and digital devices to engage with society on any level. It is a 21st century skill. It can be both good and bad. An example of good is connecting with people online. An example of bad is cyberbullying. There are 7 key concepts of digital citizenship. Number 1, empathy. Basically, be nice to people online. Don't bully people. Understand that after you say something online, there is another person on the end of that message. Number 2, understanding how the internet works. The internet is very large and complex. Very few people actually know how it works. But we all should have some basic understanding of how the internet works as digital citizens. Number 3, understanding user data. Whenever we are online, we leave a digital footprint on every website. We are constantly being watched online. Websites collect our information. Many times it is collected for business purposes, but there can also be other sinister reasons. As digital citizens, we must be aware of this. Number 4, practicing digital literacy. Oftentimes, when we look up information online, we can get exposed to false information. To be digitally literate, we must know where to find credible news and what types of things that we read are not accurate. We must distinguish between the credible and the non-credible. Sometimes this can be tricky. Number 5, acknowledging the digital divide. We must recognize the fact that not everyone has the same access to the internet. Luckily enough in Grand Island, all students have computers, but unfortunately, not everyone has the same access to the internet at home. Number 6, practicing digital wellness. Too much of anything is bad. We should not be online all the time. Being online is great, but there's a world outside of the internet. We also must live in that world. And number 7, securing digital devices. In order to protect ourselves online, we must do things such as lock our devices, have strong passwords, and use antivirus software. E-rate is a government program that allows for schools and libraries to apply for discounted technology for students. CIPA is the Children's Internet Protection Act. In order to be eligible for E-rate funding, schools need to have a CIPA policy in place. CIPA teaches students to become safe, smart, responsible dual citizens. By doing this, schools keep federal support for technology. I would now like to give 5 reasons that this year in Grand Island we should implement a digital citizenship curriculum. Number 1, information literacy. We want our students to know which information is accurate and which isn't. Number 2, cyberbullying prevention. We want our students to engage respectfully online. We should create a do's and don'ts of digital citizenship. Number 3, online safety. We don't want our students to give out their personal information. We do want them to visit appropriate and safe websites. Number 4, digital responsibility. Being online, we have a great power, and we must teach our students to use it wisely. They should not learn to hack, put viruses, or steal things online. Number 5, health and emotional wellness. Being online too much can affect us emotionally and physically. It can lead to a lot of mental stress, dietary issues, and eye problems, just to name a few. iSafe Digital Learning could be a great digital citizenship curriculum in Grand Island. It is standards-based, Common Core ready, and age appropriate. Not only does it meet CIPA requirements, but it also exceeds them. Grand Island, are we ready? To remind students to be mindful of information and opinions they make public. To encourage to step away from their devices when hanging out with friends. Offline relations are very important too. To encourage digital accountability in our students, to demonstrate and model good digital citizenship and promote a culture of positive online use. To say yes to digital tools such as YouTube and Twitter, but we must make positive use of them. 5 questions to ask about information sharing online are: number 1, what impression are you giving? Is it good or bad? Number 2, do I really want this information out there? Number 3, am I oversharing? Number 4, would I want someone to share this fact or idea about me? And number 5, does it pass the newspaper test? Would you like to see that information on the front page of the paper? REP stands for respect, educate, and protect. Our students need to respect themselves and others. They need to be educated to know the difference between real and fake information, when and where to use technology, and when it is appropriate to share personal information. To protect our students, they must know everyone they talk to online. They also must not spend too much time online. In our Grand Island Public Schools handbook, it is policy to comply with the Children's Internet Protection Act. We, of course, must do this to be eligible for E-rate funding. In this assignment, we reflected on and communicated about digital citizenship. This was done to support the educational success and well-being of both adults and students. In doing this, fairness, integrity, and trust were also some of the norms touched on. In looking back on this assignment, I have to say what I got most out of it was just learning about SIPA and E-rate funding. I like to think that I am already a good digital citizen, but a little refresher from this assignment was also a positive. Reflecting on this assignment, I feel that digital citizenship is a 21st century skill that every student and adult should have. The internet can be a dangerous place if we don't practice good digital citizenship. Here are my references. Thank you very much.